Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. My name is Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to flip off societal pressures and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're here to encourage you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. We are back on the Speak Up Speaker series, and I have someone really special sitting in front of me today who I just cannot wait to finally share with you that they're coming to speak up, and not only just like come in to hang out with us, but doing something really cool and flying all the way in from Atlanta, Georgia. Like, how amazing is that? It's Sarah Brackman. How you doing, Sarah?
Great. How are you doing, Jess?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing so good. So great that I'm finally getting to sit down with you. Last time I saw Sarah would have been in Barbados with us. So not that long ago. Not that long ago.
No.
So it's so great to see you again, to be hanging out with you. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, what you do, and what you're bringing to speak up?
Yes, of course. So my name is Sarah Brackman, and as Jess had mentioned, I live in Atlanta, Georgia currently. So I'm from the States, and I have been in the health and wellness industry now for about 15 years, which is kind of wild to say, really, when I think about my life. So looking at everything I've done kind of your basics when it comes to fitness management, which is really more my day-to-day role. But as I was in the fitness management realm, I started to actually start to get certified in a bunch of different fitness modalities, and yoga was one of the options. And when I was doing that, I one of the eight limbs of yoga is pranayama or breath work, which is a very common term these days, really. And I really want to learn more. It is something that I think for me, being a high achieving woman, it was something that, I was trying to find different ways for myself to really kind of mitigate anxiety as I navigated the corporate realm, as well as just really come back to who I was as an individual and find my voice. And for me, breathwork was that great option. I had done a bunch of different types of breath work, and for me, the best way was the trauma informed breath work. Not because I'm very fortunate to not have a crazy past. However, I've found that it is a little bit easier in terms of a barrier to entry in breath work because it's a little bit going at your own pace versus full force, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And when did you get started in the world of breath work?
I got started about 2021, right in the heart of COVID. Obviously I hate leaning back on COVID, but it really kind of was pivotal for a lot of people and their different industries, maybe different choices in life that they decide to make for themselves. And COVID really, for me, being in the part of our state, really, it was, we went from like full lockdown to started an easier restriction. And with that, you still, being an extrovert, being forced to be by myself was not a good thing.
I
You know what
bet,
I
yeah.
mean? I can take as many walks as I want to and have as many phone calls, but I think just losing myself in some of that process and just kind of trying to navigate back into who I was and what I wanted for my life, and kind of, really taking that deep dive in terms of self-development. Breathwork was the opportunity for me that really helped me learn really what I wanted to do within my own life, what felt aligned for me. And now I get to share that with others, which is really the beauty of it. You always want to serve people and help them see other avenues that could potentially help them. It's a tool. It's not the end all be all, but it is a great resource.
And I've always loved having Sarah has shared her gift in all of our communities and every course I've ever done. She actually does a whole week in the Confidently You program. And like you just have this magical energy and this calming energy when it comes to breath. And I remember we met at an event like this, but it was like a video call where you could like connect with people before the
Mhm.
event. Do you remember that?
I
And it was
do.
like a networking event. And so when I met you in real life, you just had this beautiful calming energy. And sometimes I can get a little excited. And it was the last day of the event and I was buzzing. I'm just really sensitive to energy, and there's a lot of people in these rooms and a lot of emotions. And I remember you came over to me, Sarah, and you were just like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine." And you were like, "You don't look fine, girl. You don't look fine." And you just was like, you had this beautiful calming energy to bring me back to myself. And I knew in that moment that I wanted Sarah to be a part of my life for a long time. And having you at the recent retreat was just a beautiful gift also, but just being able to connect with you over these last couple of years has been
Mhm.
so beautiful. And so when I was chatting with you one day, I think we were just catching up on the phone and you were like, "Well, if you want me to come do breath work, like I'll be there." And I was like, "Wait, seriously, you want to come to Canada?" And you were like, "Yeah, I do." And that to me was just like, heck yeah, I'm all in. Like, I would love to have Sarah there because there's no one else I'd rather have doing breath work at this event than you because you've been on this journey with me from almost the beginning. So I'm just so, so, so glad that you're going to be here to share your magic in this room.
No, I am so thankful for the opportunity, and I'm really excited to share it with your community and just let people realize it's okay to feel again.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, because we're so disconnected from it. And can you tell us a little bit about like what breath work is? For someone listening to this, they're just like, girl, I have no idea what you're talking about. That sounds weird and woo-woo. Like, what is breath work and what can someone expect from experiencing this at the event?
So breath work, if you just Google it, you're going to find, 1,001 different things. But really, breath work, and the way I like to look at it is learning how to intentionally breathe so we can reconnect back to our bodies and find our voice or find our center and really tap back into our gut. I think when we think about actively breathing, we go through our day, and a lot of us are very numb to a lot of things that are happening and not even aware of what's going on around us. And breath work gives us that opportunity to come tap back into ourselves and come back to really home, right? It gives us an opportunity to become safe again within the body. It gives us an opportunity to really learn and use as a self development tool as well. But I'm hoping through this experience, you can start to tap back into yourself, whether you personally chose to take some time throughout your life and you kind of started to lose that piece of you, or, you've just been going, 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 right? Being super busy. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. Jess can attest to that for sure. Um, but I mean, I think we just all need time to find that stillness within our lives now, and learn it's okay to slow down. And so when you're going to be at this event, which I hope to meet you in person, doing breath work is going to teach you to how to intentionally breathe, right? And learn how to calm your nervous system down. So if you're ever in a stressful situation, taking some tools of how to quickly calm yourself down of anxiety or stress in that moment. Um, Another thing too, it's okay, you might have a wave of emotions, especially if you've been disconnected from your body for a while. And so just understanding that, in that moment of us in community doing breath work, it's not intended to be scary. It's not intended to feel like, there's a right or wrong way to do it. It's to find what you need in that moment and just understanding it's okay to be a little nervous. We're all in this together as we all build and have that sisterhood that just creates, right? Lean on your sisters, but using this to help you come back to yourself and then have that support community that will be at the event, I think will be a beautiful option for everybody just to really learn more about themselves as we learn how to find our inner confidence and speak up, right?
Yeah. And we've talked about the perfect placement for when breath work would be best at the event. Sarah and I have been working on what this is going to look like. And so you can trust us on that. But also it's like for me, it's always been that like door to open something. Like something always just like I don't know, feels different when I spend that time in my body and in my breath. Because you're right, like we're so disconnected on how we feel. And I can definitely be like, especially in these spaces, like I tell myself how I should feel, and then I do breath work and I'm like, oh wait, I've been like blind to this disconnection between the two things. So I love that you're going to be able to help us to figure out just how to breathe again, which I know sounds so
Mhm.
simple. Someone listening right now, they're like, okay, I know how to breathe, but like not the way that Sarah teaches you. It's something totally different.
Yeah, it's something in today's society. I think, whether you like to go the more natural route from anxiety or stress or just, you know, really finding healthy options, I think, to support yourself. I think at the end of the day, um, I'm not super crunchy, but I will definitely say I go along the realm of if there's a more natural option, I will gladly take it and explore that prior to, going and choosing medicine and stuff. But I mean, I personally know some people, again, this is not like a disclaimer in terms of like, this will happen to you. But I know people that have used it to help, with eating disorders. I know people that have used it to help with, difficult family situations. I know people that have used it to, help calm anxiety. I think everyone has a story. And at the end of the day, breathwork can be a great resource to help you come back to who you are. Because it goes back to that disconnection piece of us just kind of either numb living or mindlessly living and coming back to that and having a moment where you have to feel again.
Yeah. And the first time I ever experienced breath work or something like this was at an event, and it can be really intimidating and a little bit scary, vulnerable, really. I don't want to say
Mhm.
scary. For me, it's not scary, but it is vulnerable. And I do feel like this is the room with the best people to experience something like this. Like everybody's so warm and loving and kind. And I just think it's going to be such a magical experience to have you here and to be doing this. So, do you have anything that you're looking forward to most when it comes to Speak Up?
So I am looking forward to. I've never been to Halifax.
Woot
Obviously,
woot.
apparently there's pizza corner, pizza kitchen. I gotta go check
Yeah.
out. I
The
don't know.
girls at the retreat were giving Sarah, we're doing a food tour for Sarah when she gets to Nova Scotia. Yeah, pizza corner. For the locals listening, they're like, ah, yes. Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
few other things they wanted to take you to too.
I think so. It's something about a ferry. Um, so you're laughing because you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you're going on the ferry. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So obviously explore Nova Scotia, never been there before. But I think really just in all honesty, connecting with more women. I think Jess has such a great superpower of connecting and bringing together the right people when it comes to spaces. And um, for any of you that know Jess personally, or maybe you just listen to her podcast and you probably feel like Jess is my girl, like Jess knows what I'm talking about. You can have full faith and trust that if there's any inkling within your body being like, I need to be at this event, I really hope you take the opportunity to come. Not necessarily just to meet me potentially, but obviously to spend that time with Jess. Just being in her presence can really amplify you, light a fire under your booty, and really help you learn to speak up and trust your own confidence within yourself. I think this is just going to be a really magical event, and I hope to meet you there.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're coming too. I pooped my pants a little bit when you were like, "Hey, I want to come," and I was like, "What?" It was so great. And I love too how Sarah mentioned a couple times that she's an extrovert at the retreat. Everybody, I was like, I think I attract only introverts. And she's like, oh, am I the only one? I'm the extrovert here. I love it. I love it so much because, yeah, it's just there's going to be a variety of different people
Yeah.
there. From all, it's not just introverts coming. Wonderful, beautiful extroverts are coming too, who will be the ones to take us out of our shell at this event, which I'm so excited for. Just I have one more question. Actually, I have two more questions for you.
Okay.
So I want to know why is community and supporting women so important to you? Because you've been a part of all of the programs that I've launched and so many things, and you just put your heart into other women in so many ways. Like, why is this important to you?
So I think especially, so I didn't grow up with sisters. And so I have three brothers. So as you can
Oh,
imagine, my life is a little chaotic. But I think just at the end of the day, women don't support women the way they need to anymore. And I feel like everything comes with a tick for tack, right? If
Mm.
you support somebody, somebody's expecting something else. And I think if we really truly look at supporting women and we all just genuinely do the right thing and supporting people with no strings attached, where us as women could be, I think is like astronomical if you really think about it. And so it's really important for me that if there's opportunities that feel aligned for me to support, that I take the time to do that. Because not because it's the right thing to do, right, to be good by people, but I think really to help push other missions forward that support and feel aligned for me. And Jess being a confidence coach, and I think everything she does in all of her programs, and just seeing the changes I've seen and witnessed within people in her community, for me, being a part of that is so rewarding just to not only help support you and trust that, because I know you're doing great work, Jess. I mean, anyone that's been in your community stays in your community because they know what that feels like, and you don't find that anywhere, right? You know how to build a community, you know how to build a space, and I just supporting women is something that I really wish more people can feel empowered to do and know that it's okay to, you know, help other people and not get anything in return, right? I know we're all
Yeah.
busy, but it just really it makes the world go around, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I forget that too because I do live in this bubble like that I created over the last couple years of amazing people who are always supporting each other, right? You witnessed it at the retreat, you've seen it
Mm-hmm.
in our communities, and I forget it until I go out into the real world. It's like I think I live in Barbie world, and then I go out into the real world and I'm like, oh, wait a second, this is not what it's like everywhere. And yeah, I forget that. And
Mm-hmm.
we're really lucky to be able to experience this and to be surrounded by amazing women, but it's just all the more reason to do this work so that we can invite more women in who want to be a part of something like this, who are looking for communities like this, who don't want to feel alone or feel like the outsider or feel like the weirdo anymore because we're all weird together.
We are all weird. And it's
We're
okay to
all
be
weird
weird.
together. Yeah. I love it because too this morning Sarah and I we were gonna record a little earlier today and she was like, "Oh, well, I have to teach my spin class and then I'm going out for lunch." And I'm like, "I'm exhausted just thinking about your schedule."
This is my like I'm not working today day.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like you're working to me. I'm like, I'm gonna sit on the couch, take a walk in the woods, and that's about it. I love it. So I have one more question for you, a fun question. Are you ready?
Okay, I am
Okay.
ready.
What superpower would you choose for yourself and why?
So I always wanted to know how to fly because A, it'd be a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah.
I have friends that work for Delta Airlines and I am jealous of their free perks. But I like to fly, I like to travel.
Mhm.
But I think I would pick flying. Yeah, I don't know. I That's changed over the years, but flying's still been at the top of the list a couple times. But yeah, I just like the idea of being able to pick up and go whenever you want to. There's something really magical and beautiful about that. Um, and just knowing if you need to be somewhere, you can get there really quick.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome too. And especially where you have family away, you could just fly
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah. That's not a bad superpower, that's for sure.
Well, I guess
Is
what's the one where you like
oh,
is
like
it's not te telepathy, is
I was
it?
thinking telekinesis. What's that? Tele.
It's wherever you can think of like I want to be here, and then you like snap your fingers and you like wake up
Yeah.
there. That's probably more what I would pick over flying. There's something really cool and magical about flying, because every time I'm in a plane, I'm like, how is this happening? But
Yeah.
yeah, probably snapping your fingers and going wherever you want to be, I think would be really awesome.
I have thought about that one a lot too because my family is also away and sometimes you have to sit in the car for long times to get there and I don't always want to do that. I'd love to be able to just like snap my fingers, go to dinner, and then sleep in my own bed. Like I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
that would be awesome. So you could like visit people but still get to come home.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a good one. Well, thank you, Sarah, for being here. For sure. I feel like that's like an introvert's dream, but to each their own. For you, it's like you want to go and see places, and I'm like, I just want to be home, get back home as fast as possible. Well, thank you, Sarah, for sharing everything that you're doing and also telling us a bit about what to expect at Speak Up. I know there are some people who might be a little nervous now hearing this, being like, I'm going to the event and I don't know anything about breathwork. If you're nervous, I want you to reach out to Sarah. She will ease your nerves. Can you tell everyone where they can connect with you?
So you can connect with me on Instagram. You can, I don't want to say slide into my DMs, but you can DM me at Sarah with an H period Brackman with two
Amazing.
N's.
Perfect. I will put that all in the show notes too, so people can connect with you. But if you are having any nerves about breathwork, send Sarah or myself a message. But also, maybe you're feeling really excited because having something like this here in Nova Scotia is going to be such an amazing experience that we don't always get to have. So I'm so excited to have you here, Sarah, and we'll go to Pizza Corner. Can't wait.
Yes. Yes. My Chicago heart's happy.
Yeah, you'll love it. How exciting is it to have our breathwork facilitator announced for the event? So, Speak Up is happening October 5th and 6th in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And this is an event designed to help you to really step into your truth, step into who you are. And tickets are on sale, both VIP, where you can come on our sunset boat cruise for our VIP night, and then the full day event on the 5th with this amazing speaker lineup. And I know you've been waiting for all the speakers to be announced, and there is one more keynote that will be announced very soon. And along with our speaker panel, while applications are still open for you to be able to apply to be on our Sisterhood speaker panel, that will be announced by the end of the month also. So come July, you're going to know all the speakers. And I know so many of you already have your tickets, and I'm so freaking excited to see you in person. But maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know. I'm feeling the itch. I'm feeling that call to be in that room. I challenge you to grab your ticket and to be there. There's nothing more magical than being in a room with women who understand you and you do not feel alone. And that is why I'm creating this space, because I've been in so many rooms all over the world that just feel so special because you just don't feel like that outsider that sometimes we feel in our everyday life. This is a space for you to come, be yourself, and connect with women who get you. So if you're feeling that itch, check out the show notes, grab your ticket, apply to be on the speaker panel, and I can't freaking wait to see you in real life. October 5th and 6th, Halifax, Nova Scotia for Speak Up. What's up, sis? I am so glad we could hang out today. If you love this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me sprinkle some confidence in the world. And don't forget, you are magic. Let's show the world your shine.